Ladies and gentlemen, we have recently received the latest updates from various sources regarding the Ethiopian National Defense Force, ENDF, and their purported new strategy against Amhara Fano forces and Amhara citizens. It is important to note that the veracity of these reports remains uncertain, and we cannot independently verify their accuracy. Nevertheless, these reports contain information on plans allegedly being implemented in the Amhara region, and thus we feel compelled to share them with you for your consideration. The most recent information suggests that the Ethiopian army is preparing to launch a large-scale offensive against Amhara Fano forces. There are reports of a significant deployment of soldiers to the Amhara region, accompanied by heavy weaponry and tanks. Additionally, there appears to be a substantial mobilization of ENDF and Oromo soldiers within the Amhara region. Conflict between Amhara Fano forces and ENDF continues to escalate on multiple fronts within the Amhara region. Recent engagements have reportedly resulted in heavy losses for the ENDF. According to the reports we have received, the Ethiopian army is gearing up for another major offensive against Amhara Fano forces in the Amhara region. The most recent information we have received paints a complex picture of the Ethiopian army's intentions, especially with regards to their anticipated offensive against Amhara Fano forces. It is essential to acknowledge that these details are presented with caution, as they have not been independently verified. Number 1. Deployment and mobilization. According to these reports, the Ethiopian army is purportedly poised to execute a large-scale offensive against Amhara Fano forces. This offensive is said to be characterized by the substantial deployment of troops into the Amhara region, accompanied by the presence of heavy weaponry and tanks. Furthermore, there appears to be a significant mobilization of both ENDF and Oromo soldiers within the confines of the Amhara region. Number 2. Eritrean border closure. The Ethiopian army is reportedly planning to secure the border with Eritrea in the Wolkayet front. They intend to achieve this through the deployment of commando units, mechanized divisions, and drones to prevent any external support for Amhara Fano forces. In the event of resistance from the local population in Wolkayet, it is suggested that the Tigray Defense Force, TDF, may be utilized as an alternative. Furthermore, there are hints at the possibility of launching a coordinated offensive against Eritrea in conjunction with the TDF. Number 3. Urban warfare strategy. Allegedly, the Ethiopian army plans to engage Amhara Fano forces within Amhara cities exclusively through the utilization of drones and elite commando units. The rationale behind this approach, according to the reports, is to minimize civilian casualties while focusing on neutralizing the Fano forces. Number 4. Guerrilla warfare in rural areas. The Ethiopian army is said to be enlisting the support of Amhara militias and security forces to wage guerrilla warfare against Amhara Fano forces in rural areas. Monetary incentives are reported to be offered to these militias and security personnel. Additionally, the reports indicate a readiness to take punitive measures against any militia members refusing to participate. District and zonal leaders have purportedly been given directives to actively engage in these hostilities. Number 5. False flag operations. There is mention of an alleged plan to organize groups under the guise of Fano, with the intention of carrying out robberies in districts, towns, and villages. The objective appears to be to incite public dissatisfaction and portray Fano as a criminal organization. These groups are purportedly tasked with bank robberies, thefts from religious institutions, road blockades, and car hijackings. Number 6. Infrastructure sabotage and violence. The reports suggest that a strategy may involve cutting electricity lines in rural areas under the pretext of Fano activity thereby disrupting the daily lives of residents. Furthermore, there are allegations of incidents involving open market violence, recruitment of locals to acquire individual weapons, and the use of force to harm civilians, particularly women, as part of the overall warfare strategy. Number 7. Information control. It is stated that efforts will be made to control the media and sow confusion among the population as part of the broader war plan. It is reported that on several fronts within the Amhara region, fierce battles continue to rage between Amhara Fano forces and the ENDF. These recent clashes have reportedly inflicted severe casualties on the Ethiopian army, raising concerns about their strategy and readiness. These developments underscore the urgency and seriousness with which the Ethiopian army is preparing for yet another major offensive against Amhara Fano forces within the Amhara region. Heavy fighting persists on multiple fronts, and the situation remains highly volatile. As previously highlighted in one of our earlier video updates, both the Ethiopian National Defense Force, ENDF, and Amhara soldiers have been extensively deployed throughout the Amhara region, further escalating tensions and contributing to the intensity of the clashes. These developments underscore the need for continuous monitoring and reporting on the evolving situation in the region. It is essential to stay informed about the latest updates as they become available. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel to ensure that you receive timely and accurate information regarding the ongoing conflict in the Amhara region and its broader implications. It is imperative to reiterate that the accuracy and legitimacy of these reports are unverified. This information is presented solely for informational purposes, and caution should be exercised in drawing conclusions or taking actions based on unverified sources. The situation in the Amhara region is complex, and the dynamics of the conflict are subject to change. It is essential to rely on credible and verified sources for accurate updates on the evolving situation in the region. By staying tuned to our channel and subscribing, you will have access to up-to-date news, analysis, and insights that can help you better understand the complex dynamics of the conflict and its impact on the affected communities. Your support in subscribing to our channel allows us to continue delivering essential information to our audience, fostering a more informed and engaged public discourse on this critical issue. As the situation unfolds, we remain committed to providing comprehensive coverage and analysis to help you navigate the complexities of the ongoing conflict in the Amhara region. Stay tuned for our forthcoming updates, and thank you for your continued support and engagement.